So, good evening. Yesterday I made a classical German Schweinebraten, and that is a pork belly, which gets a real nice crust if you do it in the oven because of the fat and the skin on it. And I actually wanted to do this from one of the Hauptner recipes, but Hauptner does not have a recipe which features pork belly. And I started to realize this. These are from here, this is 213, this is the first pork recipe, to down here, the pork head. And so he has like 10 or so, 12, 13, 12, 10 recipes, but he doesn't use the pork belly. And there's by far more recipes in here for veal than piglets, the suckling piglets, the little ones. And then a lot of mutton, because they had a lot of sheep in and around Berlin. So mutton was the most common and most available meat they actually had. And then, of course, beef, but very little pork. So this recipe this book here really wasn't of any help. So I went and I used the recipe from one of our big grand mateurs in Germany, Alfons Schubeck, and he made this, and I put that up as a post. And he has his own mix of spices, which he calls for Schweinsbraten mix, basically pork roast mix. That's what he calls this. And it primarily consists of coriander, cumin, ground mustard, and marjoram. And then he has garlic in here, and he had mushrooms in there. And I think pepper and salt, a little bit of this in there. So I figured I'm going to show you roughly of what you will need to cook with German food, and to a certain extent the spices you will need to cook German food. And you're seeing here basically the majority of all of them. A little bit. I'm going to start from the left. And you can, of course, substitute all of those with, fresh spices. Let's see where we get started. I'm going to start from the left. We have minced onions. We have garlic salt. This is basically the stuff you will need. Then we have granulated garlic. We have ground nutmeg. Many chefs use fresh nutmeg, and they just shave it a little bit. Of course, black pepper if you need the beans. Then dill wheat, that is important. We have chives, either fresh or dried. Parsley flakes. And then again here, coriander, cumin seeds, ground mustard seeds, whole cloves, marjoram, sage, bay leaves, and basil. Behind here we have sugar, honey, salt, and pepper. That is pretty much it. So now when we go to the right here, let me see if I can turn the camera a little bit around. Then we're starting to get into the Mediterranean spices. We have bay leaf, basil, tarragon, rosemary, oregano, and then we have herb de Provence, which is a combination of these here with fennel and thyme. I am out of thyme right now. And then, of course, we have the more exotic Asian and Middle Eastern spices like paprika, red pepper, curry, then smoked paprika, chili powder, and crushed red pepper. This is pretty much most of the stuff what we're using today, and what Hauptner uses in his book. And If you remember this, I had pointed it out in the other videos. The other more traditional spices and herbs we used to use, it's like watercress. We have tarragon, of course, we still have today. And I had written this out here. The Cappuccino-Kresse, garden nasturtium, was one of them. Trip Madame, which is not very common, is very difficult to find. The salad brunette, that is another one which is difficult to get today. These are some of the ones the uses in here in his recipes, but they're going to be difficult to actually find. The other ones he had here, Löffelkraut. This is scurry grass with spoonwort. Watercress, of course, we can get tarragon, we can get carbel. That is French parsley. The French parsley is a little bit different than our curly parsley. But this gives you an idea. So we can really see on how the cooking has changed. One of the videos I had put up from Louis de Funès is the scene in the kitchen where he argues with the chef between parsley and tarragon. And in his recipes in the Mediterranean kitchen, they used to use a lot more tarragon, and that kind of went out of fashion. And I guess the kitchens have gone over to using more and more parsley rather than tarragon. I made my cucumbers today, my cucumber salad with the sour cream, German sour cream dressing and dill, and the tarragon vinegar, which I really, really like. And I added some more tarragon here. I also found something, this is something probably many chefs may disagree with, is rather than using fresh tarragon, for instance, or fresh parsley, which I actually did put in there because I had some, is in these kind of dressings, is that the dried versions actually work better. And the reason for this being is once this comes in contact with the vinegar and the buttermilk and that sour cream I make, it actually brings out the flavors by far more intense than if you use fresh tarragon. I've tried this with both fresh tarragon and the dried one here, and this one actually gives you a much more intense flavor. May not be the most très chic thing to do, but it works quite well. Well, anyway, this was our short little introduction to spices for cooking European food, let's put it that way, or German, French cuisine, Mediterranean type food, and of the traditional German kitchen. With that, you have a great evening.